All right, we're now live. What's up, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy DJ Cool Thing from Cool Thing Entertainment. Welcome back to another live video on my channel. And on the 12th, I ordered some brand new Table Scrims. So we're going to pull out my lovely iPhone 12 Pro, which I hope you guys enjoyed. My very first gig log recorded with this phone. It's now in 4K HDR, which has some of the best video quality and best sound quality possible. So go to Amazon. Let's see here. Amazon.com. We'll take a look at some of the table scrims I ordered. And I'm coming to you from my grandma's house. I'm spending the night for an entire week. And I did promise you guys I will do plenty of live streams within the week. So I will not do one tomorrow because it's Sunday, and I got to go to church on Sunday, and I got to go to church tomorrow. So we're gonna pull out my lovely iPhone 12 Pro. Great phone. If you want to see a video about this phone, I actually have a personal YouTube channel, which I will link in the description when I edit the video. I'll post a link to my personal channel so you can check out some other videos that are besides DJing, like golf cart related videos and iPhone related videos and stuff like that. So we'll go to Amazon, take a look at my orders that I made. Now expected the 17th through the 22nd. It was supposed to be here on the 16th, but they're running late. They are definitely running late. It says, we are very sorry your delivery is late. Most late packages arrive in a day. If you have not received your package by September 22nd, you can come back here the next day for a refund or replacement. Wow. Insane. So if it doesn't show up at my house by September 22nd, I can come back onto Amazon for a refund or a replacement to these table scrims. These are the Amazon Gear scrims, Pro DJ event table scrims with cable pass-through inserts, rectangular 4-way stretch spandex table cover in black. These are DJ friendly scrims because I remember at my last gig, which was a 6th birthday party, the table scrims for the Utopia kitchen, it just tore. One of the legs tore off, so I had to mount it on there the best I can. And at least I did the best I can with the cable management, with the outlets being on both sides of the room and being set right smack dab in the middle. It's hard to get good cable management at that particular venue. So yeah, it's going to be arriving by September 22nd. If it doesn't arrive by September 22nd, I'm screwed. I'll have to get a refund or replace them with the same scrims that I just ordered, the Amazon Gear scrims, and hopefully they will arrive around the same time. So these are the Amazon Gear scrims. So going to Amazon, and it's going to be arriving by September 22nd. And we're going to go down to my Google Photos on my lovely iPhone 12 Pro. Search. Yeah, we'll go to Photos. We'll scroll all the way down till I get to my setup from last weekend. And I'm going to tell you about the setup, kind of discuss the setup. We have a pack of 8 Rock Par 50s with 2 Rockville RV LS1 tripod stands, with 2 JBL Eon 612s, 2 of the Ultimate Support TS100B hydraulic speaker stands, which have been doing really great since I purchased them last year, and the ProRec 360 speaker stand scrims, which have been doing phenomenal. I love those scrims. It hides the cabling from the speakers. So in this picture, at least I did the best with my cable management. It's impossible to have good cable management in this set of, for this particular, set of, in this setup, in this layout. And there's there's 2 outlets on each side of the clubhouse. So I had to do the best I can to plug it in to the nearest outlet, which are on both sides. At least I'm pretty good with at least I'm pretty good with cable management. I'm doing the best I can. And as far as the lighting cables are concerned, the power cables are just way too short. And I do use Velcro ties because I know I got crap from someone on the gig log saying if I want to make it, as a DJ, I have to have better cable management. But I'm doing the best I can. The Rock Par 50s, the Rock Par 50s, the cables are very short, and the bars, the T-bars, are rounded, so you can't really put the cables on the bars because it's rounded, unless you put them on the pole, which they won't fit because they won't make it to the pole being so short. The rest is pretty good. Hiding some of the extension cords the best I can. It's hard to have good cable management. Yeah, it's hard to have good cable management with this particular layout. I was standing right smack dab in the middle with the outlets being on the sides, on the very edge, close to the windows and stuff. But as far as being a DJ, I just ran out of extension cords. I gotta work with whatever I got. And this was last weekend, exactly 1 week ago today. Yes. Yep. It was 1 week ago today. It was Saturday, September 11th, 2021 when I did this gig. But at least I did the best I can with cable management. I'm actually pretty good with cable management, believe it or not. It's just sometimes, it's hard to get the best I can, do the best I can with cable management on this particular layout, especially in the clubhouse where the outlets were on the edge on both sides of the wall. And my setup was smack dab in the middle, and I couldn't reach to hide some of the cords. But at least I did the best I can. And I eventually cleaned up the last, I forgot. The last 2, the cable was dangling down to the extension cord to plug into the wall. So I didn't really tie it up. So I did tie it up the best I can. I'm just thinking, there's one thing I'm really sick and tired of is other DJs giving me crap for cable management. I'm doing the best I can with whatever I got. And it's hard to find good lighting stand scrims that will match the RV LS1 tripod stands being in that kind of design. So yeah, these are the RV LS1s. And the design of it is kind of unique. It's not like, other lighting stands that are out there. So, looking at the picture, at least I did the best I can with cable management. I'm actually pretty good at hiding cables on my table and on the floor as well. So I did the best I can. And I'm actually pretty good with cable management on the speakers. So here's the, there's the picture right here. As you can see, it's all good to go. It was all good to go. And no one really paid attention to it, except for other DJs who watch my videos. And let's check the gig log by going to YouTube and going straight into the gig log. You'll go here, 522 subscribers. Thank you to all who subscribed. And let's check it. Okay, 241 views, 14 thumbs up, which is pretty good, and 6 thumbs down. But here's what really caught my eye. This one person says, "Nice job, man. I love seeing how passionate you are with the events you do. Just a tip, especially if you want to start getting into more higher and even nicer events. It's all about cable management. Getting some ball bungees on Amazon, Velcro straps. There are 1,000 ways to do it. You're passionate and seem talented. Next step is to clean up the presentation so people only see the lights and speakers. Taping the cables down is a must too." Well, I mean, it's not a must if you're doing, private parties, private weddings, not going out into the public or anything. So I see where my setup is and I try to see how we can maneuver around the area, especially when plugging in the setup where there's not, anything straight behind me as far as outlets. The outlets were over to the side, which was the hardest part, is having outlets on the sides. So I did the best I can with the power splitter, splitting the cables up and using the cable splitter to power up the main setup. And of course, the lighting was on separate outlets. I had to borrow an orange extension cord from the clubhouse because I ran out of extension cords to power everything on. So my 100-foot extension cord was actually in the garage somewhere. I just couldn't find my 100-foot extension cord. I didn't know that the outlets were over to the side, but they were. They were over to the side on each edge, on each end of the wall. There was one over by the doors and over by the window. That's where the outlets were, so I had to work around that, which is why you saw a lot of cables everywhere. But I mean, I did the best I could. I did the best I could with the resources that I had. It was definitely hard to tidy up some of the cables as much as possible in that area, especially with the outlets being over to the side and not having many scrims for the RVLS ones that will fit. The only scrims I had were for the speaker stands, and that's about it. So it was a great weekend this last weekend for our 6th birthday party. My next gig is actually on November 7th. It's a wedding for my cousin. So yeah, it's my cousin's wedding on November 7th. So we got about 2 months. And when my mom gets home from South Dakota, meet somewhere, me and my cousin, and talk her about her playlist, and we'll go over some of the music for the wedding, and we'll make sure we have a good playlist. Maybe in virtual DJ, maybe Serato. I'll have to figure out what software I'll be using for the DDJ SR2 from Pioneer DJ. So as you can tell in the picture, and also from when I did that, showing off the setup thing in the gig log. See, the outlets were on both sides of the windows, so it was nowhere in reach for the plugs and everything to power everything on, so we can go ahead and start the birthday party. So I guess that's why you saw cables on the floor. That was just the four-way power splitter going into the outlet so we can power everything on, because the outlets were over to the side. And I ran into a lot of problems when setting everything up. But eventually I got everything hooked in. Everybody had a good time. I had a good time. We all had a good time. We definitely had a really good time. It was a sixth birthday party. Everyone had fun. Everyone enjoyed me as their DJ. They said I did a really good job. So it goes to show that not everyone kind of looks at the setup and pay attention to it. Some of them want just the music that they love. As long as they're, listening to good music that they love, what's the point? So at least I did the best I can to have a decent setup. But with the utility table, it's tricky to have good cable management on a utility table, from Utopia Kitchen being 4 foot, and try to hide some of the cables as much as possible and doing the best I can. So yeah, I don't really like it a whole lot when other DJs look at my setup and say you need to do, have better cable management, have better cables management. It's getting old. It's getting old after a while. So at least I'm doing the best I can with cable management. I'm using my Velcro ties, believe it or not, to tie down the cables. And it's impossible to put them on the pole because of the poles being so rounded. It would just look not good at all. So it wasn't looking good at all if we, Velcro tied them to to the stands, being so rounded. So yeah, the lighting stands were so rounded, I had to dangle the power cables. We have to kind of tie them together and let them hang there, since it's impossible. I tried that at the wedding or something. It was at a wedding. I tried to put it on the pole, but it can't be done. It just can't be done. So I just let the cables hang there the best I can. Even if I try to put them on the bottom pole and Velcro tie them together, the cable's just way too short. I think they're like 5 foot cords, 5 foot power cables, maybe even like an inch or two. So it's really hard to have power cables that are daisy chained on each light to give each of the power cans power, and at the very end plug into the extension cord. It just can't be done. So I worked around whatever I could, work around with my setup, trying to make it as presentable as possible, but some of it just can't be done. It just can't be done. Even at a wedding, I do the best I can. At the Shrine Club, it's very easy to have better cable management at the Shrine Club because the power cables or the outlets are behind me, and I'm able to clean things up as much as possible. But at my brother's wedding reception, I didn't really have time to tie down each of the cables before we had to go home and get changed for the wedding, so I didn't really have time. But I'm actually pretty good with cable management for certain things, and sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I don't. Especially if it's an outdoor wedding and it's in the summertime, I'm about to pass out. Cable management, yeah, it's hard, especially when moving the table from outside to inside the barn. What we did on May 23rd. I'm actually pretty good with cable management. Pretty good with it. But sometimes the lighting cable management just can't be done. And I got to work around, any kind of obstacle that I come across when setting up my DJ system, especially at the birthday party last weekend. And the same thing with the Scrim, since we are talking about the Scrims, the Table Scrim, the Utopia Kitchen, one of the legs just popped off, one of the pockets just popped off, and I had to hook it to the leg as best as possible without it falling off and coming apart. So I ordered some new ones off Amazon from the Amazon Gear brand. Yeah, it's the Amazon Gear brand, which are top quality, made in the USA table scrims from Amazon, made by Amazon themselves. And they will be coming here. They'll be at my house, not this house, but my other house, my main house, by September 22nd. If it's not here by September 22nd, then we'll have to have a full, get a full refund or maybe even a replacement of the same scrims, because I hate having cheap scrims, because my last table scrim was a little over a year old and one of the pockets just popped off because it's, that cheaply made. And as far as my ceremony setup that I was actually thinking about, that'll have to wait till Christmas time. So around Christmas, I'll purchase whatever I need to purchase for my battery-powered ceremony system, inspired by DJ Too Legit. He's a pretty good DJ. So yeah, he's a pretty good DJ. He inspired me to create a more simple ceremony system, and I can fill on my computer hooked up to the speaker and all that kind of good stuff without needing a table, where the second table can be used for smaller gigs, like, say, for instance, at church, or maybe even practicing or something. And also, I might even think about getting some new microphones. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting some good high quality wireless handhelds and a wireless lapel that is in better quality and doesn't have to take AA batteries, AAA batteries, and keep wasting money on batteries for the microphones. And within an hour or so of using the microphones, the batteries already went dead. Usually they take days or maybe even weeks to make them go dead. It shows that low battery indicator light and they're just messed up. They started doing that a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But yeah, they're just screwed up. Even if I put fresh new batteries in, it shows the indicator light that the batteries are going dead on microphone A. Microphone B is still okay. I've had those microphones for 2 years. Come November, I'm actually thinking about getting some Shure mics or anything that's rechargeable. I can charge up the batteries right before the gig or gigs, depending on how many I have. So I might get some better microphones that will last a long time. So the toners have been doing pretty good over the last couple of years. Those microphones have seen my DJ career grow. Those were the first set of microphones I had for wireless. Yeah, those are my first set of wireless microphones, and they're still doing great, but they're wearing out. Yeah, they're wearing out over time, and they're completely wearing out. So we need to get some new ones. And of course, I'm gonna get me a better wired mic. You know, the original 1/4-inch cable for my wireless microphones. Gosh, it's starting to create some buzzing noises inside the mixer. It goes to show that the cable is wearing out. I mean, those microphones are what, 2 years old now? This year? About a year or two old? They're old. They've seen a lot of usage over the years. Yep, they've been used quite a lot over the years. So it's time for an upgrade. And of course, we need to get my controller fixed, as I've been saying for years now, for about a year or two now. I definitely get my controller fixed. Like we need to fix the RCA output. We need to fix the FX1. There's about a few things we need to fix on the controller. Other than that, it's fine. I've been pretty much stuck with XLRs because that's the only output that works now. The RCA output doesn't work anymore. It only works in one channel, and that's no good. So I'm definitely going to get it fixed. And that's what happens to a controller when you put it into a hard shell carrying case. At least the Pro X. Oh, and of course the Pro X case, helped as well because of the 25-foot extension cord that we had for the surge protector. And maybe I can find another place for that surge protector. Maybe underneath the table. Like DJ Abe Alley, he put his surge protector underneath this table. We might find somewhere to put the 25-foot extension cord and just put that away in my cable box so it doesn't mess up the entire SR2 after we get it fixed. It might cost a lot of money to get that fixed. And some of the power cables, especially with my new Table Scrims, have pockets so we can hide some of the power cables as much as possible. And as far as having all the cables intact, I guess we could do that with our 6-foot XLR cords because that's all we need them for is the SR2. Another thing we need to have connected is the power cable, which that is still intact since it's connected to the APC surge protector with a 25-foot extension. So I definitely need to rehook the 6-foot XLRs to the controller. So when I go to the gig, I plug them into the MG10 from Yamaha, the Yamaha MG10, and hook everything else in, and I'm good to go. As far as XLRs that go straight to the speaker, there's no need. See, I like to use a external mixer for more control, and it makes it adds more inputs and outputs to the system, especially for the reloop tape. The reloop tape, I was actually going to hook to the booth output and have a separate output to go into the reloop tape using the 1/4" to 3.5mm cable. I still need to power it up, so use the secondary main output would be ideal for the reloop tape. But then I guess the monitor, I use the monitor output for the reloop tape, so we can have a separate volume control for the reloop tape. And I have a lot more versatility with an external mixer compared to connecting it straight to my controller. It's a 2-channel controller with 2 main outputs, a booth output. It's got 2 RCA inputs, and it has a lot of neat stuff. At least with the Yamaha MG10, I get more volume control. You can have a booster for each of the channels to make it louder. So we don't really need to connect it all straight to the mixer and to the controller. The mixer has individual channel volumes to make it louder without distorting the sound. I mean, that's the only cables that we ever see is on the MG10. The XLRs going from the controller to the mixer, the XLR cord going from my wired mic into my mixer, and of course the 1/4" cord going from the wireless mics into the MG10, and of course the 20-foot XLRs going from the speakers into the XLR outputs on the mixer to go straight into the speakers. So it goes to show that I'm doing really good with cable management, trying to hide some of the cabling as much as possible, even with the XLRs going from the SR2 into the MG10. The lighting cables, there's just no hope for those, getting hidden, because we have the RV LS1 tripod stands, we have the rounded place where the lights go into. It's definitely tricky to hide some of the cables as much as possible. Let's see how we're doing so far. Okay. No thumbs up or thumbs down. I mean, we need to get more people into the live stream. This is my first video in about a week, so I've been taking a week off. Well, not technically a week, but I've just been thinking about different videos I can create. I was trying to think about different videos I can create between last Saturday and leading up to today. Wow. My most popular video is how to copy a Serato DJ playlist to a USB thumb drive, which is for Serato users who don't know how to transfer music to their USB flash drive. They can play into their car. Yeah, they can play the music in the car. They can use it on an all-in-one DJ system, and so on and so forth. As long as the USB thumb drive is in FAT32, it will work. So that was my most popular video. And I'm so happy to make it to 522 subscribers. Yes. I'm really happy about that. 522 subscribers, which means the more subscribers I get, the closer we can get to 600 and 700 and 800 and 900 and 1,000. We'll probably have 1,000 by the beginning of next year if everything goes well and I start uploading that content and making good quality videos. Especially with this phone right here, iPhone 12 Pro. This is what my gig log's being recorded on. In my last video, oh man, it was my first gig log recorded with the iPhone 12 Pro. I mean, not every video is going to be recorded with the iPhone 12 Pro. Only gig logs, because I don't want to waste down the entire battery and, charge it up, pretty much the entire day. So using my phone only for gig logs has really helped a lot. And just doing my live streams here on the DJ laptop, the MacBook Air 2018, with either Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. They are both Chromium. Yeah, they're both Chromium web browsers. And it'll actually work, believe it or not. And after this video is gone live, I'm going to add a thumbnail, a custom thumbnail, so you guys can watch it after it's done recorded live. It's currently 11:40 right now. I'm at my grandma's house because my mom's on her way to South Dakota. So a lot of my videos are going to be right here at this very house. So I hope you guys are looking forward to many live streams here on YouTube as we head through the week. Except for tomorrow, because tomorrow I got church and tomorrow's just a day of rest, basically. So we're doing really well. And I think it's going to be pretty late. Yeah, we're going to be pretty late on the unboxing video of my brand new Table Scrims. It's going to come to my house on the 17th through the 22nd. If it doesn't arrive on the 22nd, I'll have to get a refund or a replacement. And I spent a lot of money on these Scrims. Yeah, I paid a lot of money for these Scrims. And darn it, I'm gonna get them one way or another. And plus, I need these Scrims. Without these Scrims, I would have to go back to my roots before I bought the Scrims. It's not gonna look pretty at all if these Scrims don't arrive. I already threw the other ones in the garbage. Yep, I already threw the old ones in the garbage because they're no good. The Imbros Table Scrim has been thrown away because it's white and a lot of dirt has been shown on it. And it's just a no good Scrim. And of course, the Utopia Kitchen had to be thrown away because it's broken. One of the legs tore off. Yeah, one of the pockets for one of the legs tore off. So if these don't come by the 22nd, I'm completely screwed. I won't have a table Scrim for the wedding. It will just be a bare table with my controller on it, my mixer, pretty much everything. It's going to look pretty awful, especially with really nice speaker stand Scrims. It's going to look really good. But the table itself is not going to look too good without Scrims. Because for the last year or so, I've been used to looking at my table or my setup with Scrims. But it would be really nice to have some lighting stand Scrims from the RVLS ones, but I don't think they make them. So we're just going to have to deal with them, without Scrims. At least I'm doing the best I can with my lighting stand cable management. I'm pretty good with my table and speaker Yeah, I'm pretty good with my speaker cable management, like the power cables and the XLRs, and of course my cable management. But with the lighting, nope, it can't be done with how it's designed and stuff like that. At least I tried it, and it just completely failed on me. Having cables on the rounded poles that are, that have the lighting on it. So yeah, my Amazon Table Scrims look exactly like this, but they're going to be arriving pretty late, and they have wiring pockets, so that'd be good for the XLRs and all the cables that are coming from the speakers and everything that's leading up to the table. Will go underneath the table on each side of the table and go up the cable holes and up to the MG10 to hide some of the cabling. Of course, zip it up, to seal in some of the cabling. It may look awful, but it's the best we can do with my style of DJ setup. It's not the best looking, but it's decent. It's a decent quality setup, especially for a DJ like me who only DJs for their friends and family, and that's about it. See, I only DJ for my church, members of my church, my family, friends I went to school with, and that's about it. So cable management isn't the biggest issue with me, but at least I'm doing the best I can with the management of cables, the cable management of my setup. I mean, it's gonna look pretty bad if I show up at my cousin's wedding with no table scrims whatsoever. Like no scrim for my ceremony rig and no scrim for the reception. It's gonna look pretty bad because I threw all of them away because they were just no good anymore. The Embros, I got jet on the white one, so it was showing a lot of dirt and showing how much it was used. It was not looking too good at all. And the black one I had for a little over a year, and one of the pockets that goes onto the leg just tore off. It was just dangling. So I had to, jerry rig it. Yeah, I had to rig it to get it to stay on the leg long enough to do this party. And then I came home, I put the money in my account, and I bought these scrims. The Amazon Gear scrims, made in the USA, Pro DJ table scrims with the cable pass-through inserts, rectangular 4-way stretch spandex table cover, 4-foot elastic tablecloth in black. I can't wait to see how that looks on my table when they come on September 22nd. That means I probably won't get them until the 26th or 27th. So yeah, I won't be able to unbox them until the 26th or the 27th because I won't be home until that day. If they arrive, I guess my dad will allow me, he'll alert me with a text message saying that they came. And if they decide to come on September 22nd, that'll be good to go. And I'll have them by November 7th. I'm going to do all I can to create a good wedding setup for my cousin, since the ceremony and the reception will be all in one place. So I'm definitely going to create one of the best setups I can come up with, and the ceremony rig I can keep outside for cocktail hour, dinner, all that kind of good stuff, and maybe use it as a third speaker for my setup, and get 1/4" to XLR and create a third speaker for my setup. We'll see. We'll see. And just to let you guys know, I still have my Ion Audio 12P Maxes. Those are pretty good speakers. But after using the JBLs, I don't think I'll ever go back to the Ions after using the JBLs for quite some time. And they are some of the best sounding speakers, out there. So we'll see how everything goes with the delivery of my new Table Scrims. I'm excited to see what they look like and how they look, how great they feel, how flexible they are with the cable inserts for cable management to hide some of the cables off on the table, leading up to the controller and the Yamaha MG10 mixer, especially the XLR cords going from the speakers into the MG10 from Yamaha. It's definitely a 20-foot cord, and the wire pockets make for better cable management, which is why we're talking about cable management in the first place, because it kind of ties in with the Amazon Gear Scrims, Pro DJ Table Scrims. Let's see how much I paid for them. Probably not that much, less than $100. I mean, they are very easy to afford table scrims if you're looking for good table scrims. Do not get the Embros, because the Embros you will get gypped. Because I actually bought the Embros one time and I got gypped. They sent me white instead of black. I actually wanted the black scrim because it matches with my ProRec 360 speaker stand scrim, so I got gypped. Let's see, they're both $34.97. And I'm go to my account, my orders, and here we are. It's hard to tell how much I paid for them. Here we go, view order details. I paid a total of $87.13 for both scrims, and they better be here. See, the original date was September 14th through the 16th, hoping I would get it before I left for my grandma's house, but it's running late. As you can see here, it's definitely running late. It says we're very sorry, delivery is late. Most late packages arrive in a day. If you have not received your package by September 22nd, you can come back here the next day for a refund or a replacement. And I'll have to buy the exact same scrims and do the standard shipping instead of the 1-day shipping, 2-day shipping. One of the best ones they can come up with. So I'll have to do the regular standard shipping if it doesn't come. I gotta have them before November 7th. If I don't get them before November 7th, I'm gonna be screwed. My cousin's wedding is not gonna look too good if I don't have these scrims. The cables will be exposed on the floor, underneath the table. It's gonna look awful if I don't have these. If I don't get these scrims by November 7th. But we'll see if they arrive on time. Yeah, we'll just see if they arrive on time. So yeah, I'm doing the best I can to get these scrims in my possession and do an unboxing video for you guys. It's been a while since my last product unboxing video. The last product unboxing video we had, gosh, I can't remember. Let me go to my YouTube channel and see what my last product unboxing was. So I'm going to go to YouTube. And I'm going to go down to here. Library. I'm going to go down to history. Not history. And go all the way down to my product unboxings. Product updates. Here we go, unboxings. My last product unboxing was of the Reloop tape. Yep, the last product unboxing was of the Reloop tape. And I was hoping to do another product unboxing for you guys of the Amazon Gear Scrims Pro DJ Table Scrims 4-foot. It's just, hopefully we get it on time. Yeah, hopefully we can get them on time. I mean, if we don't get them, we're screwed. But at least Amazon does give us that option if they don't arrive on the 22nd, because they're actually coming from LA. Yeah, they're actually coming from LA. The last time I saw them was they left the carrier facility in Los Angeles, and that they probably got lost somewhere and arriving late. But I don't know. But if you guys can tell me why my package is running late, that'd be helpful. Because the last time I saw an update on my new Table Scrims, they left Los Angeles and arriving to Conway, South Carolina, and they were supposed to be here on the 16th. If everything went well. I'm going to go down to, actually, I'll use Adobe Spark on my laptop. It'll be a lot easier. Wow. It's been a rough morning. But yeah, guys, it's almost noon. Yeah, it's almost noon Eastern Standard. It's almost 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And no like on my TikTok. Wow, 85%. And I've been using it pretty much all morning. So my phone's actually doing pretty good. It's at 85%. Which is why I'm not going to be using my phone as much as I used to with the iPhone 10, the iPhone 6, the iPhone 5C. So yeah, I'm not going to be using it as much as I did with the iPhone 10, recording every single video with it and having the battery die on me in the middle of a video. At least with my computer, I can keep it plugged in and I can continue talking to you guys as much as possible. So that is how everything's going to go. And of course, I can use my JVC Avero GZE 306 Full HD camcorder for a lot of videos. Record it on a 16 gigabyte SD card, plug it into my computer, and upload it in full 1080p HD quality. So look pretty good. Even though the colors may not be vibrant and lifelike as a lot of modern cameras and a lot of smartphones have, but it's okay. It still gets the job done, even being a camcorder from 2013. Yep, 2013. That camera's 8 years old and it still works perfectly. All right, it's 11:57 right now. It's almost noon. I just got done drinking my coffee with what's up? Nothing much. Just checking on my new Table Scrims that I purchased on Amazon. They're running late. Yeah, now expected September 17th through the 22nd. Says we're very sorry your delivery is late. Most packages arrive in a day. If you have not received your package by September 22nd, you can come back here the next day for a refund or replacement. So I'm just checking on my new Table Scrims. If they don't come by November 7th and September 22nd, I'm gonna be screwed. My table's not gonna look as pretty, and it'll definitely be going back to my roots of where I started when I first started out with my new DJ booth with no scrim whatsoever, and you saw how bad that looked about a couple of years ago, and it's going to look exactly like that if I don't get my scrims by a certain date, because my next gig is on November 7th, which I got plenty of time. I got like 2 months to get these scrims and in my possession and put them on my table and see how they look. And I'm actually gonna get both tables out and see how they both look on each of the tables, especially being one of them being larger than the other and bigger than the other. They're almost the exact same length because they're both 4-foot tables. Other than that, there's pretty much nothing I want to get for my DJ setup, except for the scrims. I'm working on getting a battery-powered ceremony setup pretty soon, maybe with a more 100% purely battery-powered speaker. Get one of those Audio 2000 shelves I can put my laptop on and run it from my DJ software. It's gonna be fun. And of course, I definitely need to get some new handheld microphones. The toners have just about had it. They're just falling apart. Some of them rarely work anymore. Because I remember seeing on the display, I didn't see a full battery indicator. It just went to a flashing low battery indicator on the microphones, which goes to show even if I replace the battery that day. What mic brands are you looking at? I'm not really sure yet. I'm not really I don't really don't know yet. I'm just still looking. But I have been looking at Shure, but those are expensive. I'm trying to look at some of the least expensive you can get, but still in good quality. Because I don't make a whole lot of money when I DJ. So I got to work around my budget. I mean, I make $50 an hour, so I got to work around my budget when it comes to new microphones. I guess I can take a look at Shure microphones. I'm actually going to look them up right now. Shure microphones. Yeah, they're expensive. Definitely expensive. Especially for a 2 mic set. And right now I'm using a Hotech wireless lapel and Tonor TW820 wireless microphones. And both of them are like 2 years old. So it's time for an upgrade. These look pretty cool. If I save up enough money, I can get the Shure BLX 288 PG58 dual channel wireless system with 2 PBG58 handheld transmitters. I think about getting this. This is the Shure BLX 288 with the PG58s for almost 600 for $550 if I, get that much money. But I might end up getting this one right here since I don't make a whole lot of money. The Shure BLX 24R SM58. So basically the SM58 with the BLX 24R box. That's the one I might end up affording. It's the Shure BLX 24R SM58 wireless system with a rack mountable receiver, which we're not going to put it on the mount. We're going to put it right beside my computer on my Pro X XS DDJ SR2 flight case, and that's basically where they get the most and better reception. And I might even get a Shure SM58 wired mic to hook into my mixer for me. And we can just pass the microphone around because all we need is one microphone. Having 2 microphones is just not the best for me. Since I do weddings, it's just best to pass around the microphone. So I've been looking at some Shure microphones. Maybe even trying to find a Shure wireless lapel that we can use for the ceremony. From time to time, my Hotech wireless lapel would cut in and out. Yeah, it would just keep cutting in and out during the ceremony, and it would just make that popping noise when moving around the receiver, trying to get it to sound really, really good and have a good range. So I'm thinking about getting a Shure microphone. Yeah, I think I might get into the Shure brand since they are pretty good brands to replace the Hotech wireless lapel. The Hotech wireless lapel and the Tonor wireless handhelds. Maybe even my generic brand microphone that came with the Ion Audio Total P Max like a year or two ago, and they are still XLRs. And sometimes I have actually had trouble connecting the XLR cord into that microphone that came with the Ion Audio Total P Max. It has one of those on and off switches. I think I might just get a normal Shure SM58 wired mic and the wireless mic, but it's not going to come all at once. It's going to be little by little, especially for my birthday, because my birthday's in April on the 26th. Though on my birthday or for my birthday, I might get some new wireless microphones. For Christmas, I might get the JBL E01 Compact just to start off on my new ceremony setup. Since right after the ceremony, I have to tear everything down and get ready to go for cocktail hour, dinner. It takes a lot longer. It takes like a few minutes to take down my entire ceremony setup before I start the music for cocktail hour, dinner, so on and so forth. But I did purchase some brand new Table Scrims, and they should be here by the 22nd. If they're not here by the 22nd, on the 23rd, September 23rd, we'll go on Amazon for a full refund or a replacement if it doesn't show up. You know how people in California love to create those late deliveries if you're in another part of the world, in another part of the country. Because that's the last time I saw it was that it was leaving the facility in Los Angeles. You know how those California people are. They love to make products get lost. Because that's the last time I saw it was leaving Los Angeles and arriving to Conway, and it says it was arriving late. It should be here it should have been here by the 16th. People in California love to lose products. But hopefully arrives pretty soon. Because I actually ordered these on the 12th. Yeah, I actually ordered these on the 12th, and they should have been here by the 16th by now. So that's the last time I saw it was leaving the facility, the Amazon facility in Los Angeles, and I guess it got lost somehow, or I don't know what happened to it. But I blame the facility in California for losing my Scrims and having them arrive late in South Carolina. They should have been here by the 16th. It said it on here, Amazon, that it'll be arriving by the 16th. But it didn't. 8 a.m. came around. Yeah, 8 p.m. rolled around, and still no table scrim. No table scrims. But I just don't know exactly what happened to my table scrims. You know, those people in California, they love losing packages. Or maybe they just might arrive late. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows what happened to them? Nobody knows what happened to them. Because it said they left the facility in Los Angeles and arriving here to Conway, arriving to Conway on the 16th, but I guess it's just arriving late. I don't know how it's arriving late, but it just is. Because without these scrims, I'm going to be without scrims for the November 7th wedding if I don't get these scrims. I'm going to have a bare table with my controller, my mixer, the reloop tape, pretty much everything without the scrims. You know how that's going to look. We saw it a couple of years ago when I first started out with my Dragon front boards, DJ facade, and my table. Yeah, it was pretty awful. So trying to hide some of the cabling without a scrim is impossible. So we'll have to just wing it if I don't get them by the 22nd. On the 23rd, I might just hop on there for a refund or a replacement if they don't arrive by the 22nd. But you never know, they might be on their way right now. Because usually they arrive in the morning when the mailman, comes. But I actually have a good feeling about this, that they'll arrive by the 22nd. Or maybe even today. All I have to do is keep checking Amazon and see if they arrived at the door. Which I'm not totally blaming California, people in California who work at the Amazon facility losing my package. It did leave the facility, and I don't know where it is right now. So I apologize for that. It's hard to make that assumption because I did see that it left the facility in Los Angeles and it's on its way right now, probably, because they usually arrive in like a day. So if 8 p.m. rolls around and my scrims are not at my house, I'll have to keep checking and checking and checking by the 22nd. Says they usually arrive in like a day or so after the late has arrived. So I was going to say I'm at my grandma's house, and it's hard to tell if they're going to arrive just by looking out the window. I had to look on my phone from time to time to check the package. So So yeah, without these scrims, my tables are going to look bare. They're not going to look good at all. They're just going to look like this with the legs showing, the cable showing, everything is showing. They actually show a before and after picture, as you can probably see here. And without those scrims, I'm going to look unprofessional, which I don't want. I haven't looked unprofessional in years, in about a couple of years, from time to time. So if those scrims don't arrive, it's going to look awful. But probably they'll be here by November 7th, like way before November 7th. November 7th is actually the day of the wedding, and if I don't get them the day of the wedding, I'm screwed. I won't have any scrims to put on my table to make them look nice and neat and presentable. It's going to look bare naked, so The cables will be showing, the legs will be showing, everything will be showing with no scrims whatsoever if they don't arrive by a certain date. Even if we start getting to Halloween gigs next month, it's going to look awful. And of course, as far as microphones are concerned, because that's the next thing to be upgraded, is the microphones after the problems I've had last weekend with my Tonor TW820s. Microphone A was showing the low battery indicator, even though I put fresh new batteries in there. They were unused. So I don't know if there's something wrong with the battery compartment or the batteries. So the toners are just not looking good at all. And they're just not performing well at all. And I mean, the wired mic works really well. But the hardest part with that one is to getting the XLR cable straight into the microphone and make sure it's nice and secure and hear that clicking noise. I just need to replace all of my microphones, my wired mic, my wireless mics. And right now I'm using the Tonor TW820s that I've had since November of 2019. And the Hotech is about a year old, and I've had it since May or June of 2020, because that was actually the replacement after the one I was, that I was given in 2019 for the wedding in May for a couple of friends of mine from church. So I decided to give them their, give them my old Hotech and get a new one. So it's definitely hard and, to replace microphones, especially this day and age. So whatever you guys do, stay away from Amazon when it comes to buying DJ equipment, because all they have are the cheap budget brands. The best place to buy DJ gear is actually Guitar Center. They have some of the best brands out there. But I guess when it comes to Amazon, it depends on what you come across. There's probably some Shure microphones on Amazon somewhere, but I think I might buy them from Guitar Center since I am a customer of Guitar Center since I bought the JBL Eon 612s. That's when I first became a loyal customer at Guitar Center. They've been sending me a lot of magazines and a lot of stuff you can buy from those catalogs. You have some old school catalogs from Guitar Center. I usually buy stuff online, so I might go on to Guitar Center in the future, maybe next year in 2022. That's wanting to upgrade in 2022 is my microphones, my wired mic, my wireless mics, both handhelds and the wireless lapel. So 3 sets of microphones I need to upgrade in 2022. Since my wedding season's just about over, my gigs are just about over. So there's probably not going to be as many gig logs for the rest of the year after November 7th. So on November 7th, we're going to do our very last gig log of 2021. Hard to believe this year has gone by so fast. It's like only yesterday I did my first gig of the year. I mean, that was in May. And it's like only yesterday I did my first gig of the year, which was in January, about 9 months ago, 10 months ago. Yeah. So it's going by fast. So my gig logs are just about over for the year. And then I can actually spend some of that time upgrading some of the equipment for next year's gigs, like a more user-friendly easy to set up, easy to tear down. Ceremony setup, some new wireless microphones, and that's pretty much it because I'm pretty much good to go. I have a good quality mixer. I have a good controller, which needs to be replaced. I might spend some of that time going to Guitar Center in North Myrtle Beach. Oh man, I forgot. I was hoping to get it done this week. Like bring the controller with me, take it to Guitar Center and get it replaced before November 7th. But sometime around Christmas time, I'll take my controller to Guitar Center and get it fixed. We need to fix the crossfader. We need to fix the RCA outputs. We need to fix the FX1 knob. There's a few things that we need to fix. We need to fix the body of the controller because it's all scratched and scuffed up after 2 years of being used constantly through these different gigs. And how the crossfader broke was the extension cord that is on the APC surge protector. It just got caught on it, and I ripped it, and it just came off. Trying to get it undone and trying to plug it into the wall, and I was like, oh no, my crossfader broke off. So I definitely need to find some placement for the APC surge protector. Maybe in my cable box. Put it underneath my table. That way it'll save room in my Pro X case. And we can hide some of the power cables underneath the table for better cable management. Let's see. How are we going to, put the APC surge protector underneath a Utopia Kitchen table or a Lifetime 4420 table? The style of it is kind of it's got a different type of design. It's not a flat design where we can bolt it in or tape it or Velcro it or whatever. It's going to fall off. We'll have to think how we're going to do this. How are we going to do this? Usually I like to keep my APC surge protector in my Pro X case to hide some of the power cables. But with all that gear, it kind of adds up. And all the cable mess is it's inside the Pro X case. And I have to unplug it, which takes a lot of time and keeping everything intact. Oh boy. Oh boy. I guess we can try putting the APC surge protector underneath the table, like on the floor itself, and see what we can come up with. Which means I have to get a extension cord, like a very short extension cord for my controller. Oh, also my laptop. Oh, that's gonna be a big mess. Man, how are we gonna do this? Because I was actually planning on getting a better surge protector with a shorter extender, and we could put it underneath the controller, and we could actually put it on the laptop stand without it getting in the way. Especially with a 25-foot. There's let's actually go on Amazon right now. We'll go to Amazon. We were on Amazon. We'll type in the APC surge protector. And I actually might replace the 4-way power splitter with a power conditioner. have the power strip, have the surge protector inside of the Pro X case and plug it into the power conditioner, and then that power conditioner will go to a 100-foot extension cord to plug into the nearest outlet, especially if it's like what we did last weekend, where each of the outlets were on the side instead of smack dab right behind the DJ booth. I mean, it's in Kendall Forest, so it's not going to be the best laid out. So we're going to look for a surge protector from APC. Maybe find a shorter length. Here we are. APC surge protector. 7 outlet, 6 outlet. Let's go to the 6 outlet. And looks really good. And plus USB charging. Ooh. Not good at all. I need a USB-C type charger for my iPhone 12 Pro because it has Lightning to USB-C. And regular USB just won't cut it on the surge protector. Wow. That's what we need, but a shorter length. What's up, my dude? How you doing? I'm actually doing pretty good. Just talking about my new Table Scrims I ordered. It's actually arriving late. So we're going to go to my orders. Yeah, we're running late. I'm going to tell you what Amazon told me. We're very sorry delivery is late. Most late packages arrive in a day. If you have not received your package by September 22nd, you can come back here the next day for a refund or replacement. And the last time I saw it, it was leaving the Amazon facility in Los Angeles. So, yeah, it's getting pretty late. But yeah, it's arriving late. Amazon Gear Scrims. Yeah, Amazon Gear Scrims. It's the official Amazon brand table scrim, which you know it's going to be good because it's high quality, top notch, made in the USA, not made in China. Because Chinese scrims tend to break within a year or so, like my Utopia Kitchen did at the birthday party. One of the pockets just tore off. So I had to rig it the best I can to get it onto the table and latch it the best I can. So, see, the original dates for the scrim to be arrived was September 14th through the 16th. But, you know, it's way past, it's already the 18th. And it still hasn't arrived yet. It still hasn't arrived. And it's already September 18th. So it hasn't arrived yet. It's been shipped. But the last time I saw it, it was leaving the Amazon facility in Los Angeles, California. And then I went on to talk about cable management, how a lot of other people watching my videos gave me crap for bad cable management, but I did the best I can with how it was set up, you know, with the layout of the power outlets, having to plug my 4-way power splitter into the outlet and use the extension cord for my lighting, and having to borrow a orange extension cord for my lighting and have my other extension cord for my speaker, having it on a separate outlet. And I did the best I can. As far as lighting cables are concerned, I actually did use my Velcro ties, believe it or not. But there was nowhere to actually put them because the bars that the lights were hanging from are rounded. So it doesn't have the best shape to hang or Velcro tie the cables to the bars. Even on the bottom bar, it would be just way too short. They're like about an inch or so, maybe a foot or so. a foot or two long, which is enough to go from one light to the other to daisy chain them, so all of the lights will work on one single outlet. And I kind of like that design, where with Rockville, the Rock Part 50s, you can plug each of the lights in on each of the lighting on each of the lights to daisy chain them together with the power and run it off one single outlet and have them all sync together using sound active mode. So in the picture, I did take a picture, but you saw it in the video. A lot of other DJs were giving me crap about cable management. I did the best I could with what how it was laid out, especially with the outlets being on each of the each side of the clubhouse and the party area. I was smack dab in the middle. Who was saying stuff about your cables? I would like to see their setup. I know that my setup is not 100%. Well, I'm not going to say the names. I don't want to. Let me see. Let me go to the gig log. My videos, gig log. It got 6 thumbs down and 14 thumbs up. So I did pretty good. Let me see. Sun Melon Tigers. And he's got 7 subscribers. He doesn't really... Okay, so he definitely does DJ-related content. Journey Dance. So Sun Melon Tigers. He has 7 subscribers. And he says if I want to make it to higher end events, I would have to start having better cable management. I told him, I'm not looking into doing higher, more nicer events. I'm just, DJing for friends and family and getting paid on the side. Yeah, it says, nice job, man. I love how passionate you are, the events you do. Just a tip, especially if you want to start getting into more higher and even nicer events. It's all about cable management. Get some ball bungees on Amazon, Velcro straps. There are 1,000 ways to do it. You're passionate and seem talented. Next step is to clean up the presentation so people only see the lights and speakers, and taping cables down is a must too. What do you guys think about that comment? But a lot of really good comments were on this as well. Like DJ Too Legit, your setup looks good. I was surprised to see you were using VDJ. That is true, but it looks as if he was trying to help. Well, he's not trying to help. I'm doing the best I can with cable management, guys. Just stop giving me crap about cable management. I'm doing the best I can with how it was laid out and how my lighting stands were and how they're designed. I just can't take constructive criticism that much. I just can't. I'm doing the best I can with whatever I got. I'm not a rich DJ. I'm not rich. So I got to work with whatever I can afford. And DJ Too Legit says, your setup looks good. We are not. We're just trying to help you. Well, don't help. I don't need any of you guys' help. I don't need help. Your setup, okay. DJ Too Legit says your setup looks good. I was surprised to see you were using VDJ though. Mikey Mike says I've been DJing for 18 years. I've learned a ton of stuff from Michael Joseph. Carl Thomas, nice one, mate. He wants to know what microphones I was using. Keep up the good work, mate. Subscribe. Fast Track 76. Keep up the good works, bro. TV and production says, nice one, bro. I like your customers were very happy. DJ Tyler gave me some emojis, a thumbs up emoji and the music note emoji. How much he wants to know how much I make on the events, and I told him, and just answering as many comments as possible. But I don't really need much help because I learn on my own experience. I learn from my own experiences. I don't really need help. So me personally, I don't personally need help from other DJs. I learn from my own experiences as a DJ. I learn as I go. I mean, I keep getting these comments over and over again. It's like a repeating thing over and over again. Cable management, cable management, cable management. Who cares? I'm not DJing for, I'm not DJing out in the public. I'm DJing for friends, family, my church, and friends from church, friends from school. I'm just DJing for people I know outside of social media, and that's pretty much it. And cable management is not really a big deal. I got to work with, I got to work around whatever I can work around. Well, and I actually do pretty good with the small cable management, like hiding some of the XLR cables and hiding as much cables as possible on my table. But power cables, it's impossible to have good cable management with the power cables. But I know you guys are trying to help, but I don't really need much help. I learn from my own experiences. As a DJ, I learn as I go. And I've been a DJ for 3 years now, so I should be pretty knowledgeable of my own particular setup and how it looks. But I'm going to show you what my setup looks like if you haven't seen already. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. I know you can't see it, but that's basically what it looks like if you haven't seen already. So yeah, at least I did the best I could. I mean, that was a 20-foot extension cord, and the cables on my lighting stand were used using Velcro ties, but there was nowhere to put them. As you can see, the poles are rounded, and they just wouldn't stay a whole lot. At least I try to hide some of the power cables as much as possible, like underneath the table, or underneath the speaker stand, as much as possible. But it wasn't really much room to work with over by the DJ. As you can see, the power outlets were on each side. There was one here, and the other one was on the very edge there. So I usually hide my 4-way power splitter underneath the table, but seeing that the outlet was on the edge of the wall, I had to make some sacrifices. Even with the lighting, I had to hide some of the excess cable so it doesn't, get in the way of anything. So I hid it underneath the gotta go. Have another wedding to DJ. See you later, my dude. Okay. See you later. And I know you guys are trying to help, but I learned from my own experiences. I like learning on my own without any help whatsoever. That's just me. I like learning from my own experiences. And if I need cable management, then so be it. I do the best I can to hide some of the cable as much as possible after I'm done setting up for an event. But I appreciate your guys' help and everything. But I personally learned from my own experiences as a DJ as I go along. And that's basically what's all great about being a DJ is you learn from your own mistakes and you learn from your own experiences and trying to make it better and better. Especially DJs here in Myrtle Beach. we don't really have the best setups in the world. So, especially with me being a independent DJ and, getting charged per hour and trying to work within my budget. But I do appreciate your guys' help. But, I just don't want your guys' help. I like to learn on my own. But I am thinking about getting rid of the Rock Par 50s a little early and get the Chave Gig Bar. My dad picked out those Rock Par 50s. I wasn't thinking about the Rock Par 50s. So I didn't know they existed until my dad showed me on the Rockville website, and it was cheaper. That's basically why he bought them, because it was cheaper than getting a Chave Gig Bar. At least with the Gig Bar, you don't have as much cables dangling and everything. Yeah, at least I did the best I can with my lighting and my speakers and everything. I actually do the best cable management as possible with the XLR cords and the power cables going to the speakers. I hide them underneath the Scrim and then get the power cable, run it underneath the Table Scrim and go up to, down to the 4-way power splitter, which that power splitter will have to be replaced with something better, like like a power conditioner, one of those strip type of boxy style power conditioners. So at least I'm doing the best I can. I mean, that's all you can do is your best. Especially when it comes to cable management, the only thing you can do is your best with, what you can work around, because where I was standing, it wasn't that big. Yeah, it wasn't that big. So, especially room to put my extra gear for packing up at the end of the night. Come on, TV and Productions. This is gonna go have another wedding to DJ. Well, good luck. What's up? Okay, what mic brands are you looking at? Okay, but yeah, guys, the scrims are coming, but I just don't know when. I purchased them on the 12th, and here it is, the 18th. Thanks a lot, Amazon. Yeah, thanks a lot, Amazon. They have completely lost my package while in transit and going from Los Angeles to Conway. I don't know where they are right now. I might have to send them. I might have to contact them that it's arriving late. Let me see here. I'm going to contact the seller. We're going to select the Table Scrim. So within this live stream, I'm actually going to show you guys how I'm going to message the seller. I'm going to contact the seller. Okay. Here we go. When will I get this? Your package is in transit and expected to arrive by September 23rd, 2021. Okay. All right. So, yeah, at least we have when the scrims will be arriving by September 23rd. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a refund or a replacement. And all of this talk about cable management is kind of tying in with the scrims because it actually has pocket holes for better cable management, like bringing the XLR cable up from the speaker up to the MG10, as well as the power cable. A lot of power cables going down and up from the pocket to make it better. I know what I can do. The 25-foot extension cord from the APC surge protector, it'll go down the scrim and underneath for better cable management of, so we don't even, because usually I hide the cable right underneath the Pro X case. It's gonna look really good with the Amazon Gear Pro DJ Table Scrim. And then have the 4-way power splitter plugged into maybe the 100-foot extension cord if I decide to bring it. If not, we'll have to plug the 4-way power splitter straight into the outlet. And as far as the extension cord leading to the lighting, we'll hide them as much as possible. Like lean them against the wall, maybe even line them against the wall. We'll try that. There's just nowhere to put the power cables. Absolutely nowhere. Even with the power cables leading to the lighting, it's just way too short. But next time, I'm actually going to try Velcro tying some of the power cables to the pole, the bottom pole, where the power cables are dangling from. We'll tie them with the Velcro ties on the pole and see how that looks. It might show some cables, but not a whole lot. But we'll try that on November 7th. Yeah, we'll actually have time to clean everything up. As far as extension cords, we'll probably hide them all along the wall. And then maybe Velcro tie that, the rest of it to the pole. But we'll see. Those are the exact same extension cords I use for the Ion Audio Total PA Maxes, because those cables are way too short and I still have those 20-foot extension cords to this very day. Like to this very day. And the brand of those extension cords are from Woods. It's called Woods. They probably don't have those much anymore, from what I can tell. They're 20-foot. I use them with my lighting now that the power cables are long enough to go to the 4-way power splitter and the 4-way power splitter into the outlet or wherever. And this table scrim is going to look really, really good, especially hiding some of the extension cord from the APC surge protector. It's going to go down the scrim pocket hole and down to the 4-way power splitter where it's going to be plugged into the nearest outlet. And I actually do have Velcro ties I purchased last year, 2 years ago, but never gotten around to using because cable management for me, I just don't have time in the setup, in the setup time of my DJ system before I, went home and had a change. I didn't really have time. Usually I run out of time or, have limited time to get set up and ready to go for the event before I actually start. That's why I don't really bother with cable management that much, because either I don't have time or, I have to be set up within a few minutes or so of starting. But at least I used some of the Velcro ties to tie both of the sets together. But I do appreciate this one guy for trying to help, but I learned from my own experiences, especially with my hands being the way they are. They're not coordinated properly, so I can't do the best job in the world. Having autism and everything, and this comes with my autism, is having hands that aren't coordinated properly when tying them together and kind of squishing them together to get them stable. So let me go to my Google Photos and kind of show you the setup one last time. It may look backwards. Yeah, it's gonna look backwards because of the webcam, which is why I'm talking about it. I mean, I think I did pretty good at my last gig, especially when it's hard to find scrims that can fit the RVLS ones, especially with all the scrims I've looked at. They look like they may or may not fit the RVLS1 tripod stands. Even if they did, it won't hide the cabling that is going from one light to the other, being on the actual stand. I was actually thinking about battery powered PARs, but especially to cut down on cable mass, and I can use some of the extension cords for other things, like my main table. Let's take a look at the table. Yep, I guess I could have hide the extension cord underneath there, but it just won't not look too good with it kind of dangling from the table. I mean, we got to keep in mind it's coming from the Pro X XS DDJ SR2 flight case. I mean, it's looking pretty good from last weekend. Yeah, it's doing pretty good from last weekend. There's a lot of things we had to do. Especially with ooh, that's a nice touch. Having the number 6 on the front of my booth. That looks pretty cool. Um, but I do have some improvement ideas in my head. We might even try, like at the very top here, we might Velcro. Oh, that won't work because the cables are too short. They're like about a foot or two long, and they won't reach the pole and Velcro time to the pole. I mean, those are actually power cables going from one light to the other, and it's really hard to kind of it's gonna be impossible to Velcro tie them to the pole being so rounded. But other than that, the cabling from the speakers are looking pretty good because I use scrims. I use speaker stand scrims to hide some of the cabling. I mean, the only cables that should be shown are the ones on the Yamaha MG10, and of course the lighting, because the lighting, it's I did use Velcro ties to tie them, two together. It would have been impossible to tie them down to the pole, especially with the cables being way too short. But I do pretty good with my cable management when I'm setting up. But I think with a 20-foot extension cord here, it would have been impossible to hide them all along the wall here, but that would have been out in the open. There's nowhere to hide them, like nowhere, unless I hide them underneath the speaker scrim, but it would have been way too short. Would have been very tight. Which is why I'm talking about cable management, because I'm getting new scrims that will have pocket holes to pretty much hide the surge protector cable. And it'll go underneath there and up to the 4-way power splitter. That'll be connected to the nearest outlet. It's going to look really good next week or the week after. So my package is going to arrive on the 23rd, hopefully. So it's expected to arrive by the 23rd. It's looking pretty good. So yeah, guys, you have to understand where I'm coming from as a DJ when it comes to cable management and giving me crap. And you guys need to stop bashing me for, talking about cable management. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. Let me see how this video is doing so far. I know it hasn't been the best video ever. Yep, 1 thumbs up. Pretty good. Hopefully don't get any thumbs down. Hopefully. Because that's my job as a DJ, as a YouTuber, is to not getting any thumbs down whatsoever. Especially on a really good video like a gig log. So if we go on to, let's see here. We're actually going to go in my gig logs, if we can find them. Got the iPhone 12 Pro, the YouTube app, and here we go, gig logs. Yeah, I've actually come a long way since then. I'm trying so hard with the cable management. It's just impossible for certain events. Especially when I don't have any lighting stand scrims that will fit the RV LS1s. Which I did try looking into some scrims with the RV LS1 tripod stands. The lighting stands, and hide some of the cables underneath there so we can, so we won't, see it anymore. But, what can I do? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. It's just these lighting stands, the style of them aren't as big and widely available. So I look at the Rockville RV LS1 lighting here we go. Rockville RV LS1 lighting stand scrim. I mean, that's one way to improve it. Especially with what I got and what I can afford. I mean, my setup isn't 100% either with, where, what TBM Productions says. Yeah, it's hard to find scrims for the RVLS ones. Like, there's none available unless you buy the stands with the scrims and they're white. I mean, that's even gonna look worse. Because if we take a look, it's like it's a set of the RVLS ones plus the light, plus the scrim. All I want are just the scrims. I already have the lighting stand. These are just a unique design of the RVLS ones. So cable management on those lighting stands is impossible. Like, totally impossible. So on Rockville Audio, on their website, they are the RVLS ones with the scrims. Mine came without scrims, so it's really hard to find individual scrims that will actually fit the stand, especially being as tall as it is, and a very unique design, like really unique design. So I'm going to go down to TV and Productions, take a look at one of his gig logs and see what his setup looks like. And see how he does his. Because he can't really say anything to me about cable management. So I'm going to go down to subscriptions. We'll go down to the T's. TBN Productions. Where we can find it. Here we're on the D's. F, G, H, I, J, P, Q, R, S, T. Here we are, T's. Here we are, TBN Productions 1. Let's see. Try this one, since it's the longest.
The dance floor is now open. Everyone is buddy with TV.
I mean, the setup is good and everything, but we'll see. Wow. So you can't really say anything about cable management. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, even though I can't find any scrims to hide the power cables under with the lighting stand. Like, it's impossible to find scrims that will actually fit those stands. At least I'm trying my best. Okay, so there's no look around at the setup. Absolutely nothing at all of what they're using. Oh well. That is what it is. Alright, so it's 1:02. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and get myself ready for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this amazing stream about the Table Scrims. Giving you guys a little updates. I did purchase them on Amazon for close to $90. I bought 2 of them because they're both $40 to $50 a scrim, and the total was like 87 something. But before I actually go, I actually want to give you guys how much I paid for these things, and that they're arriving late. So I definitely don't want my money back if it doesn't arrive by the 23rd. Or by the 23rd. Yeah, they're $33.97 a scrim. plus the shipping. We'll go down to my orders and go straight into the Scrim. We'll tap on the Scrim. Go all the way down to view order details. Yeah, it was a total of $87.13. $87.13 for both Scrims. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Actually, catch you guys on Monday night, Monday evening, depending on when I come home from the office. Catch you guys later. Peace.